There are three kinds of churches that I want to challenge Vineyard to start in the next 10 years. Rabbit churches, tiger churches, and elephant churches. Okay? All three of them are needed. All three of them are necessary. Okay? So, Vineyard, get your pencils out. Okay. Rabbit church. What's a rabbit church? A rabbit church is anywhere from 6 to 20 people.
Right.
Typically meeting in a house. We would call it a cell church. In America, I don't know why we still call them small groups. Anywhere else, a small group would be called a house church.
Yep.
But in America, we still call them small groups in a lot of denominations. But I raised rabbits as a kid. I grew up on a farm. Interesting, a rabbit has an incredible reproduction rate. They say it reproduces like rabbits. Well, they mean it. A female rabbit doesn't have a menstrual cycle. She doesn't have a period. That means she can get pregnant 5 seconds after she delivers. She can get pregnant anytime. And a female rabbit can have up to 12 babies.
Wow.
And her pregnancy is 1 month long, which means that over 12 months, she could have theoretically 140 babies.
Wow.
Okay? I mean, reproducing like rabbits literally means rapid.
Yeah.
Now, a rabbit church is small.
Right.
It's not. It doesn't have any complexity to it. It doesn't have a music ministry. It doesn't have a singles ministry. It doesn't have a children's ministry. It's a house church. But the value of it is it grows faster than the population.
And it reproduces.
And it reproduces rapidly.
Right.
So we need literally tens of millions of rabbit churches. Okay, and that's going to be our number one tool for finishing the task. The second type of church is what we call rabbit church, small but reproducible. Is the tiger church. A tiger church is the typical church that has 80 to 200 plus people. That's where most churches are in America.
Yep.
80 to a couple hundred people. And I call them tiger churches intentionally because it's almost impossible to kill them. Okay? Okay? They are incredibly strong. The preaching may be terrible. Okay? The deacon may run off with the offering. Somebody has an affair with somebody else, but they keep going.
We're going to keep eating.
They're not there for the preaching. They're there for the fellowship. Okay? And it is the koinonia. It's the community that holds them all together. And the average person knows 67 people. And so whether your church has 67 or 600, you're going to know about 67.
Right.
Okay? And so you once you get in a church that's in multiple services, you don't know everybody and all that anyway.
Yep.
But a tiger church is stronger. It can have a youth program.
Yeah.
Okay, it can have a youth program. It can do. It can have a small group for parents of Down syndrome children.
Yeah.
Okay, it can do specialized
food pantry.
Food pantry.
Right.
That church is strong. It's a tiger.
Yeah.
Now the problem is it doesn't reproduce as much. A tiger, like a human, has a 9-month pregnancy, and she will only have one, at the most 2, sometimes 3 cubs. And then she can't get pregnant again for an entire year. So it's stronger than a rabbit church, but it doesn't reproduce as much. But we need literally millions of tiger churches at that size, okay? And that's what a good shepherd can handle, about 100, 150 people. You get above that, you start having to be a rancher instead of a shepherd, as John Wimber used to call us. Yeah. Then there's elephant churches. Elephant church is the big church. It's 1,000, it's 2,000, it's more than that. It's what people call today a mega church. We need mega churches, but we don't need a lot of them. You only need a mega church in a mega city, in a big city, okay? You don't need a mega church in a town of 500 people,
Right.
okay? And actually, a church that's reaching 90 in a town of 500 is doing a better job than I was. When you do the average.
Right, do the math, right.
Do the math, okay?
Yep.
So don't ever compare your size with any other size. That's stupid, okay?
Yes.
I'm telling every vineyard pastor, stop comparing, stop comparing, stop comparing.
Yeah.
It's like comparing tangerines and submarines. They sound alike, but they're not the same at all. And the difference between a little church and a bigger church and a big church and a great sized church is not kitty and a little bigger cat and a bigger cat and a giant cat. It's the difference between a kitty and a cat and a tiger and an elephant.
Right. Those are different things.
And
right?
they're totally different species.
Yeah.
And nothing prepares you for each of those animals.
Right.
But we in the big cities around the world, we need a mega church there.
Yeah.
That would be helpful.
Yeah.
The value of an elephant is when she moves, she shakes the ground. Okay. Saddleback has profoundly influenced the culture of Orange County for 40 years because we're so big.
Yeah.
Okay. There are 170,000 names on our roll. I could be the mayor of a city. Okay. Imagine now if you got 170,000 names, how many? That's a city of 170. How many people are in a hospital in a city every day? A lot.
Yeah.
I could spend my whole life just visiting sick people
Yeah.
who are members of our church. So there are advantages to that, but the disadvantage is a megachurch is not reproducible.
Yeah.
Okay. In other words, an elephant. She has one baby at a time. Never has more than one. She carries the baby for 2 years.
Wow.
It's a 2-year pregnancy. When it's born, it's an 800-pound baby. But God bless that mama. Okay, 800-pound baby. She drops that baby, and it's already 800 pounds. But she's not going to have another baby for a couple of years.
Right.
If we're talking about finishing the task, lots of rabbits,
Yeah.
lots of tigers, and some good elephants. Okay.